then showing you one more quick process here from the library. Sometimes in any kind of software tool, but particularly in Touchstone, there gets to be this feeling of there's so much to do that you kind of get paralyzed and you can't do anything. um, and it's difficult to get started because it does feel overwhelming. And I'm assuming most of you already have full-time jobs, so now adding this to an already busy plate is hard too. So some advice I have on that is choose one process or maybe two that you know is a problem in your company. So you know that this is a fire that gets burning all the time, that this is a sticking point with people, that it's an issue that comes up, that it's something that if it could get resolved, it would feel really good. And Michael Gerber, he's a really well-known author, and I worked for him for over 10 years, he used to call this key frustrations. So there are frustrations that occur, and people just are so busy that you just live with them because you just can't fix it, or someone else keeps doing it, and then you have to deal with the aftermath of it. And it's just you're so busy doing everything all the time that you can't stop and really put a solution in place because you just got to get on to the next thing. So think about, what is your key frustration? What is something that is costing the firm money and time and annoyance? And then build a process for that. Because as Michael Gerber used to say, every frustration, the answer to that is documenting a procedure or a process that solves that frustration, training people on it, and requiring it to happen in a different way. So these two processes, I don't know about law firms, but in general, they're great processes to have for any business. So we went over the client complaints one, and you can download that from the library. I think Ken has a version of this too. So when a client is not happy, what are the steps that you take to resolve that? Who's going to do it? What are the steps to take? Because every time a client complains, and everybody's heard this, that's an opportunity for another solution, another process to get fixed, another checklist to get done. And you can learn from those and build things inside of Touchstone to solve those problems so that the complaint doesn't happen again. So think about, what is that frustration? So to that end, there's this process too called client satisfaction. So ideally, at the end of every case that you settle or that gets resolved, anything that you deal with a client, service you've delivered to them, ideally at the end of that, somebody calls them and says, hey, how did we do? How did it go? What was your experience like? So in today's online world, getting Google reviews is really great for your SEO, your ability for people to find your website organically. So this could result in you getting testimonials, getting Google reviews, ensuring that your clients had a good experience. So this is a process you can download from the library. Surveys, this is called surveys, but I think in-person surveys are really the best. You can send out, a monkey survey to people, and hardly anyone's going to fill it out. But if you have someone call and say, hey, I know your case just got settled. How was your experience with us? What happened? Build a questionnaire for that. There's a script for it right here, too, that you can use. This won't be perfect the way that it is, but you can edit this and change it and kind of make it your own. Go and develop. You'll also see this in the process. This is a list of client service standard examples. So this is like a list of what do you believe in as a company? What are your service standards? How do you want your customers to be treated? This can be really great for all employees to kind of understand, what are your tenets? What are you here to do? What is your bigger purpose? So download this process and take a look at it. I think without a doubt, some kind of process like this is essential for every law firm to either get the end result of getting a Google testimonial or getting a referral or getting a testimonial And then also to understand where you may not have done that well and how you could do better. One takeaway from today, if you're new to Touchstone, just go here to doing the business or client fulfillment. Go to the library, download those two processes, client complaints and client satisfaction. Just look at them. Go through and edit the tasks a little bit, make them your own, and then use them. Just those two things. So I'll come up with more ideas like this for just small little processes or things that you can do and implement in it easy. It doesn't have to take hours and hours to do it. So thanks for coming, everybody, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.